Hey, this is Soph,
Hey, this is Rich
and we are from
from
across
across
the
the
pond.
pond.
What's going on? What's going on? How is everything? How's your week?
Like from here down, I ache. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
I ache. I've been working
from
all.
the neck down, people. From the neck
From
down.
here down is like numb and throbbing. I've been working all day with my mum.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's zero energy.
Again, tell people what your mom do for a living.
My mum has holiday rentals that she lets out. They sleep between 16 and 20 people each, so they're not small properties. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I only help her if she desperately needs it, right? Because I had a cleaning company for 8 years. I hung up my cloths. I ain't about that life anymore. But she's my mom, so when she's desperate, I get the old rubber gloves, marigolds back down, slip them on, I help her out. I specifically said to her when she asked 2 days ago, no, mum, I have got so much photography editing work to do. I cannot give you any time. Okay. Yesterday, my phone went in the evening at about 7 o'clock. Ping, ping. I really wouldn't ask you if I wasn't desperate, but tomorrow.
You know what? Parents are like that. You know what? It's our turn to show love to our parents. I think my dad, I take my dad, run my dad just about everywhere. And it's a good thing because I remember when he used to drive me everywhere and do things for me. So it feels good when you're doing stuff for your parents.
Maybe, but not right this second when I'm aching from the neck down. Maybe at some point next week I'll be like, yeah, I'm glad I helped you, but no, not right this second. So yeah, um, there's zero energy. I mean, you know me, when we get talking about different topics, I might get a bit excited and a bit, like hyper and the
Mhm.
hands might come out because I get all exaggerated because I feel passionate about what we're talking about. But other than that, no energy.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, other than that, really, nothing exciting's happened in the week. It's absolutely heaved it down with rain, apart from today. The usual school with Alfie, work. I'm
Alfie's still keeping you up.
To be honest, he woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and was sick. Um, yeah, it wasn't great. And he didn't go to school before anybody Karen's jump on the bandwagon. His father was due to collect him from school today because it's his weekend to have him. So I just messaged him and he came in the morning and got him because I said, look, I've got to go to work. You will have to have him earlier. So he came and collected him this morning and I went to work. I don't know if it's the same over there, but if your child is sick, i.e. physically vomits, or they've got the runs, vomits downstairs, then they're not allowed to go back to school for 2 days after the last instance.
I could not tell you.
Oh, you wouldn't
I
know
kid
because
you.
your
Out of
kids are
school now.
older.
But I remember when they were younger though, they get a scratch. They sending kids home. I couldn't get over it. I was like, it was a note being sent. He's a boy. They're boys. They're going to get a scratch. They're going to get a bump.
But this is the thing, like if Alfie was to be sick, physically sick, and
Mhm.
then an
I
hour an hour later be much better because he's got out of his system whatever's wrong with him, he still can't attend school until after 2 full days have gone past.
Oh wow.
And then if he's say sick for 5 days, he has 2 days off, and then he's sick again when he goes back, he's got to have another 2 days off. Your child has to have not been sick or had the for 2 days straight before you can send them back. So luckily for Alfie, it's the weekend. Monday morning,
Back to school.
back to education.
Back to school. So when do they get out of school for the summer?
They have got 3.5 weeks. They break up on a Wednesday.
And then that's it. And then they go back to school?
They've got 3.5 weeks, and then they've got 6.5 weeks off.
Oh, okay.
When do they break up there?
They've been out of school. They've been out of school. They get about They get about good 2 months of summer, and then they go back to school.
It's just ludicrous, especially as they had so much time off because of this bloody pandemic, you know. But
Yeah.
anyway, how was your week?
My week was, you know what, getting adjusted back to the workforce. I tell you, it's been flying by.
Mm.
I'm getting adjusted to this nighttime schedule. I know I'm going to be feeling it when I get back to first shift here shortly. But right now, I'm just maintaining. In the news, I just want to send out prayers to the people in Florida.
Okay, can we just pause on that because that is our subject today, the news. So we're just going to concentrate for this 1 second on you, Rich. What did you do this week?
Yes, ma'am. I
You love
worked.
to scroll ahead on our show, man. We have meetings on a
We
Wednesday
worked.
and we talk before we go live so that we can say what we're talking about. Yet for
I'm just
some
saying, I
reason,
was
you
just giving you
still
the whole
rush.
week. I was giving you the whole week. I saw that during the week.
Okay.
And then also still working on this book two, which is, I wanted it to come out the end of June, but it's not going to happen.
Okay, but come on, you can't cut yourself some slack for that.
Yeah. I cut myself some slack, but I'm so looking forward to book two. I think book two is better than book two. I mean, book
Book
one.
two is better than book two, folks. You heard it here
I
first.
know, right? But I'm biased, so I think all of it's good. But I
Why do
think
you think book two is better than book one?
because because the way I sectioned everything, it just gets a little bit better. Each book gets a little bit better, I think.
But I think also that's the same with anything experience. The next time you do it, you're doing it with experience. So therefore, it would be better and run smoother.
Yeah. And yeah, just maintaining it. And then the weather here is beautiful. It's the 80s. We got a little rain. We had a thunderstorm here that knocked out my power for maybe a couple hours. And then after that, the weather has been perfect. High 70s, 80s to me is perfect summertime weather. If it hits the 90s and over, that's just
See, I
unbearable.
don't know what that is because we work in different things here, you know, like Celsius, Fahrenheit, or whatever you work in. We work in the opposite one. So, like, I could
We
say
work
to you,
Fahrenheit.
I could say to you it was 29 today. I don't know what that is compared to your 70, 60.
Yeah, likewise.
No idea.
29 degrees. I'll be like, man, y'all freezing.
But it could be boiling. We don't know because we
We
don't know what
don't
it
know.
translates
Yeah,
to.
exactly. But that is my week in a nutshell. Getting back into the workforce, making that money, getting used to working till 11:30 at night. Uh, but it's going well though. I can't complain because there's some people that ain't working at all.
Exactly. But you saying about the news, we had our Wednesday meeting and we kept saying to each other, oh, this is going on, that's going on, blah, 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 blah. And it turned into a conversation. So we were like, do you know what? Let's, rather than have a topic this Friday, fun Friday, let's just have a chat, man. Let's just kick back, have a chat, and make the news our topic so we can talk in depth about each story.
Well, I was curious since we're talking about stuff across the pond. How is it that the world is starting to wake up over there right now? Right? Are y'all still on lockdown?
Well, this was one of my topics because Bojo said on the 21st of June, everything would be completely open again, all restrictions would be lifted. Then remember, I said to you that wouldn't happen, right? So lo and behold, a 1 week before it was due to be lifted, oh no, there's an Indian variant of corona now. So it's completely different to the other coronas. There's other cases coming out. We will not be able to lift this restriction. Now, I'm telling you, people are up in arms for a number of reasons.
The
Mainly,
economy.
Okay, yeah. Funny enough, the economy is one, but let me write that down, economy, because I'll come to that. Um, so at the moment, there's a football tournament going on, right, called the Euros. Euro, it was supposed to be last year, 2020, but they postponed it because of Corona. So it's this year, Euro 2020, every 4 years.
Yeah,
Ukraine
like
is
the
still
Olympics.
in. Come on, Ukraine! Woo! Ukraine is still in. So basically, it's teams in the Europe. In Europe, they play against each other for a cup.
Yeah, World Cup.
England is
Isn't it the World Cup?
no, because it's not the whole world. It's just countries in Europe. That's why
Uh,
it's called the Euro. If it was the World Cup, USA would have been in there, and we would have been talking about that even more. But we ain't. Anyway, so England, they're still in it, but they never get. Even if they get to the final, they're useless. They never win anything. Sorry, Karens, it's the truth. I hear no lies here. England don't win anything in any sport. Anyway, so the Euros is going on, right? Bojo's there in his little press conference. Children in schools have got to stay in their bubble. They've got a social distance still. They've got to wear masks. We've got to wear masks in shops. Vaccine, vaccine, vaccine. You can't go abroad here. You can't go abroad there. While they're going to have 60,000 fans go to the Euros in a different country. 60,000 fans, 60,000 people can go to a different country to watch the football. But I can't go to my son's sports day because of Corona.
yeah.
So people are going, like, it's got to the point now where I ain't making this shiznit up. This is the truth, right? Whether you believe in having the vaccine or don't believe in having the vaccine, people have had enough of the absolute government's BS about the lockdown and the rules. They're not even sticking to the rules. Like, for example, you're only allowed to go abroad to certain countries. If you haven't had the vaccine, some countries you can't even go to. If you haven't had the vaccine, you've at least got to have a negative COVID test, right? There and back. And you might even have to isolate. Even if you've got a negative test, you might have to isolate for 10 days, right?
Uh,
Do you think Joe Biden had to isolate for 10 days when he came back from England when he came to the summit?
no.
No, there you go. So why is it one rule for them and another rule for us? Now in the news, wait there, because this is a bombshell just today, hot off the press. Matt Hancock, right, in Downing Street, 10 Downing Street, he is Bojo's right-hand man, health secretary. He was the guy in charge of sorting out all the vaccines, sorting out Corona, sorting out lockdown. He was the dude, right? He has had to make a public apology today because he got caught knobbing his secretary. The papers caught him and photographed him kissing her, and he said, I apologise, A, for my behaviour, and B, because I didn't stick to social distancing rules during lockdown, right? So he's obviously got caught red-handed or red-lipped, puckering up to this chick, the secretary, yeah? Do you know what Boris Johnson said?
What?
We accept his apology, so the matter's closed. But if I
Uh,
was to break social distance rules,
Scandal.
wait for the big scandal. If I was to break lockdown rules, I could be fined £10,000 or sent to jail. This pillock has just been on telly and said, I hold up my hand, sir. I did it and I'm sorry. And he's gone, okay, that's fine. Matter's closed.
Well, I guess they don't want to set an example because if that was one of us, they'd have made an example out of us.
Thank you, but I'm telling you, if I get locked up or someone hooks me up for doing anything, that's my first get out of jail free card. Yo, if it ain't good enough for Matt, it ain't good enough for me.
Well, I'm
And
totally
this is why, sorry, I told you I'd wake up when I got going about a subject I was passionate about. This is why
Get
this
it, girl.
this is why people are not really interested or listening to lockdown rules anymore, because the whole government, A, they ain't sticking to it themselves, and B, it's just a bloody ploy. Whatever they say, they do the opposite. They don't know what they're doing, so nobody's listening to them.
Well, over here, I'm gonna say I'm a little bit confused because they're saying if you're fully vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask. If you haven't been vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. who's to say, if I went in, who's to say if I got the vaccine or not? I'm not going to tell you. So guess what? I'm going to walk around with no mask. Now, this is another thing. Some some places say masks are required. It's on the building.
Mhm.
Okay, you got to wear a mask. Some places you don't need a mask. They took the signs down. So now I'm confused. Do I need to keep a mask in my car? Because now I don't know. I could go down the street. One place to say that they don't need masks, and then the next place it says, "Oh, masks are required. You can't come in."
The whole thing is confusing.
I
And
went to
just
the DMV, and the lady was like, I came in and had no mask. She's like, "Oh, you need a mask." I was like, "For what?" You know what I mean? And even for my job, some people are still wearing masks. They say it's up to you.
I
It's up.
think it should be, whether you've had the vaccine or not, I think it should be up to you. And I don't think that people should get up on their high horses and be so judgy. If I don't want to wear a mask, but you want to wear a mask, don't shout at me in the street and say, put your mask on. If you've got your mask on, that's your business. Likewise, if I don't want to wear a mask and you want to wear a mask, I shouldn't be saying to you, what you got a mask on for? Take it off. It
Well,
should be personal choice now.
I just say it should just be common sense. If you know you ain't vaccinated, wear a mask. If you're vaccinated, don't wear a mask. But then you know what? The stuff that was bothering me is that the stuff they tell you about, like washing your hands and covering your mouth. These are things you should have already been doing in the giddy up. So,
Okay, I
these
totally
years
get
of
that, but
washing your hands and covering your mouth with your elbow, you should have been doing all that stuff, man. That's
covering your
stuff they
mouth
teach
with your
you in
elbow.
first grade.
Um, but let me tell you, I don't look. If I can help it, I don't use public toilets because let's be fair, I don't know what it's like over here. They ain't the
You,
cleanest here,
you squat.
Yeah, well, no, hover. But anyway, I got desperate times call for desperate measures. I'd had a couple of coffees the other day, so I had to stop for a wee in the coffee shop before I went to pick up Alfie from school. Man, there was a lady in there, even though all this stuff goes, she never even washed her hands. She went to the toilet,
Ugh.
did she business, and then she went. And I was just like,
Ooh, that's McNasty.
okay, but even if you didn't wash your hand, washing hands is just basic hygiene needs, right?
Yeah.
Even if you didn't wash your hands pre-corona, why ain't you washing them now after all this stuff that's going on?
Cause she nasty. I'm
But
gonna tell you right now, everybody knows me. If I got to go, I got to go. I'll use the bathroom anywhere.
do
People
you
be
know what
like,
it
"Oh,
is?
I can't believe you do that." I would hold it. Guess what? That's why when you doing all that holding, when you get about 70, 80, you wonder why you wearing a pamper. Because your
Listen,
bladder's done weakened up from you holding it when you was young.
no, I don't. Listen, if I have to go, I have to go. But mainly, they don't smell very nice, and my nasal passage doesn't do well with bad smells. It offends my nose, so I can't be dealing with bad smells. And I'm not going to lie,
Well,
I've been
there's
a
no such
cleaner.
thing as petunia poo poo.
Hey,
So if you got the
it
poo
ain't me,
poo, it
it's everyone
stinks.
else. But I'm
It
telling you,
stinks. It
I've
stinks.
been a cleaner, and ladies' toilets are worse than men's all the time, hands down. Women are dirty. I'm not lying.
Oh
But
man, I used to clean the church, and I used to do the females' bathroom. The females' bathroom is worse than some males' bathrooms.
that's what I just said.
Ugh.
Grank. But going back to what you said about holiday, well, something was mentioned about holidays or the confusion. Here's another thing, right? So they've said you can go on holiday, you can go anywhere if you've had both vaccines. You can
Mhm.
go. Do you know what they said 2 days ago in the news? Airlines are telling people that have had both vaccines, we don't want you to travel because of the risk of blood clots. So, before Corona, if you went on an aeroplane, they'd always give you funny socks to wear if it was long distance, or they'd tell you to walk around a bit so that you didn't get like blood clots and stuff in your leg.
Nope, never
Uh,
heard of that.
okay, well, it is a thing. Like you either get these really tight socks you can wear, like airplane socks. It's to do with the altitude when you go up in the plane.
I've never heard of that.
Really? But anyway, even I knew that. So it was a thing. But
Really?
because some of these vaccines are linked to blood clots, right? You know that, right?
Yes.
So airlines are telling people, even if you've had both your vaccines, don't fly because it will increase your risk of blood clots. So you can't fly if you ain't had your vaccines. And if you've had your vaccines, you can fly, but don't fly because you'll get a blood clot.
Well, I'm going to fly regardless.
What? I ain't had no vaccines, and if they get me on I'm getting on a plane for my birthday. I'm telling you, come hell or high water, I don't care.
Yeah, buddy. Holiday time it up. I was like, man, that's crazy. Why would you even do that?
Listen, this birthday this year is the big 40.
So where are you going?
Well, this is the thing. I always wanted to go to Vegas, right? So I thought,
Awesome.
let's go to Vegas, and I'll just say to my close friends, whoever can afford it and wants to come, yo, hop on the plane, we'll jet out of here.
When's your
Obviously,
birthday again?
a week before Christmas, so I'll have to bring it forward a little bit.
Oh.
I'd have to bring it forward a bit to November. But anyway, Corona's hit, people are scaremongered, all the rest of it. So I was like, do you know what? Why don't I go on a once in a lifetime holiday, like to the Maldives or something, like a little wooden hut in the middle of the sea? Costs an absolute arm and a leg and a kidney, but you're only 40 once. Can't go there, it's red. You're not allowed in without a vaccine. So now I'm in talks with my friend who's a travel agent to say, where exactly can I go?
Wow.
But I'm
Well,
telling you for a fact, I'm going somewhere. I'm getting me on a jet plane out of here. I need sun, sand, sea, and booze because I'm going to be 40.
I ain't mad at you.
Oh,
40.
no, don't be.
You're going to be 40. You're going
I'm
to be
going to be
partying
40.
on your holiday. I ain't mad at you.
And this is the
Now,
thing. They say life begins at 40. So
oh
I've
yeah?
got to start it in a good way.
Well, let me see here. Is that true? Maybe so. I don't know. I've done had a rocky 4 years of being, I'm 44, so the last 4 years haven't been so great.
Maybe
Well,
you're just being
I've had some
reborn.
good times.
You're
Huh?
just being reborn. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm going through the, what they say, rebuilding phase in
Yeah.
sports. I'm
Can
rebuilding.
um can I just say one more thing? Because you're gonna change you're gonna change the subject, which is fine.
I sure am.
But I don't want our show to be bitty and all over the gaff. So you mentioned when I said about people worried about stuff, you mentioned about the economy, right?
Yeah.
Which is a big thing because obviously business are crashing left, right, and center. Now you have Broadway, we have the West End. Remember when I had a show with Larissa who works in the West End on the theatre strip?
Yeah.
Do you know who Andrew Lloyd Webber is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he owns half these theatres, he's the big theatre guy. Even he has turned around and said, because they didn't lift the restrictions on the 21st of June, he said the theatre industry is going under and he doesn't care if he gets arrested. He's opening his theatres regardless of what they say. And I say, do you know what? We need more Andrew Lloyd Webbers in this world.
Because you look at it like this, that's why I think America will never do that again as far as shutting down completely.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have restrictions if it ever gets a high pandemic again, but I don't think they're ever going to close down again because it hurt a lot of people. Right now, they have Biden has come together to get his infrastructure together before his deficit and all that, and he had a really big number, but they came to an agreement. I think it was yesterday. It was breaking news yesterday. They came to an agreement. So now he can get certain stuff passed and done as far as trying to boost the economy. My thing with this whole restriction stuff, it's hurting a lot of the moms, the mom and pops,
People who can't see
is
their family, you mean?
no, I'm talking about the little small businesses.
Oh, okay. Independent people, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
if you were over here and you had a successful photography business and everybody was coming to you, and you had to close down
Mm.
and you're competing with big names, you're going to get shut out
Oh,
before
yeah,
you
listen,
can
let's
even.
not get it twisted. The only reason I'm still hanging on, even over here, the only reason I'm still hanging on by the smallest of threads is because I had other income streams. Like if I didn't have Sensi or I didn't have social media management platform, there would be no photography business. Do you know what I mean? It's only
Yeah,
because I've managed to pull stuff from somewhere else that it's
right,
managed to
right.
keep afloat, literally by the skin of these
Because
ivories.
I tell you, man, it's crazy to watch. Small businesses now just go under.
But it
Even
ain't
smaller chains, even small chain restaurants like Applebee's. I don't know if you know what Applebee's is,
no.
but
Oh, you just
it's a
reminded me.
chain restaurant. Some of these chain restaurants are going under.
But it ain't even small
Crazy.
businesses. We got big department stores like Debenhams has been along since before, way before we was born. They was big stores that like department stores that do something of everything. Gone, gone. I went to go for lunch the other day with one of the other school mums, actually, Melissa, and she was like, "Oh, where should we go?" And I said, "Well, let's be honest. Your usual suspects is either Bill's, Zzz's, or Ask." And she said, "Well, it's going to have to be Bill's or Zzz's because Ask got closed down." And I'm like, "What? Italian
Yeah.
restaurant, a chain, but one of my faves, gone."
Yeah. And I think by shutting the whole world down, I mean we slowly coming back. So you see all these commercials where they want you to come travel and vacay so they can get their money up, but then you still got the pandemic out here. It's not 100% cured,
And this is the
and I don't
reason
think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
this is the other reason that Vegas might not be the top of my list anymore because America ain't going to let me in. I can't go to Vegas to shuffle the dice on the table if they don't open the door.
Yeah, and it's crazy, yo. In other news, our vice president is getting a lot of flack
Oh, really?
because they said that she didn't want to visit the border. Now,
Is that where Trump wanted to build a wall?
yeah,
Hmm.
and now that President Biden's in, there's a lot of people rushing across the border like crazy. And now they have to change their strategy because, I mean, they don't want to be like Trump, but they gotta set some rules and some boundaries. You know what I mean? Because now we got a whole lot of people flooding in. Not to say it's not a good or bad thing, but you got to understand a lot of right around the borders are controlled by gangs and all kinds of affiliates that you got to get through just to get over here. So it's kind of a touchy subject for our vice president. I wondered if it.
Did she want to go or not? Or ain't she answered the
She
question?
did, but she was saying that she wanted to go at an appropriate time, and then she cleaned it up a
Well,
little bit.
when's an appropriate
But
time?
like I said, yeah, there is no appropriate.
Excuse me.
You're either going or you're not. I mean, she's eventually going to go, but it is what it is. I look at it like this. You know how many people can I can understand like the drug game and I can understand the gang related stuff. I get that. If they can control that, I get it. But America is a melting pot. There is the only people that should be upset is the Indians. Everybody else that came over here came over here on a boat. You know what I mean? Down from England on down. It's a melting pot. If you go to New York, it's a melting pot. There's people from all over.
Hmm.
So to keep people from not coming here is to me a little far fetched. Do you know what I mean? I kind of say this America is what it is. It's the land of so-called milk and honey, and everybody you come here, you're supposed to get an opportunity to do some things. But I do think there should be some boundaries because you do have cartels, you do have drugs, you do have
But you have that everywhere.
everywhere. But in America, it's really getting bad. The drugs around here now is just getting
But they've
crazy.
been watching too much Power with Ghost.
I don't know what it is. But then you know what else is going on here? A lot of mass shootings. See, y'all don't have to deal with that. There's a lot of mass shootings going on, which is just downright. And then people are just doing stuff in broad daylight. Like I remember back in the day, like you wouldn't hear about certain stuff. Now it's just getting out of hand. They just had an incident in New York where a guy was chasing after another dude in broad daylight, and the guy knocked over two kids. Okay, and the dude's still shooting at him with the two kids all in the mix of both of them. And I'm like, yo, no disregard for no kid. Like
Mm,
these kids are now traumatized.
mm.
It's crazy. It's getting crazy out here.
They just don't care. But
And then
can
there's a lot of
I
little kids getting killed. A little kid got shot when she was on a trampoline. She was on a trampoline playing, got caught with a stray bullet. Another little kid got caught sitting in the back of a car eating McDonald's. Like, it's getting ridiculous. It's just getting scary, yo. It's getting scarier out here. And now I can say prayers go out to the people who are missing and under some rubble right now. Because I think it was yesterday morning, they had a 12-story condo, what's named collapse.
now that's a block of flats, right?
Yeah, that's a projects of flats, just really nice ones, and they all just came. The one whole side just came down, collapsed, and they don't. I think
Yeah.
they're still trying to figure out why, and how.
Yeah, when I heard it on the news earlier, because obviously it's made it across the pond, they were saying they don't know what's caused it, and I find that bizarre. Like
Yeah,
wholly.
they don't know if it's just the way it was built, or construction, or weather damage. They don't know. But the sad part is, there's people still trapped up under that rubble. They found a little boy yesterday under all that rubble, and guess where he was? Up underneath his bed, underneath a mattress. He was like 10 years old. I gotta give the rescuer some props, because he just pulled him out and threw him over his shoulder. I was like, yo, that's what's up. But there's a lot of people that are missing, like about 50 something.
Yeah.
They're still looking and trying to find people. That's crazy. Just imagine you just down there watching TV and your whole everything just falls.
Imagine being at the top, man.
Or you laying in bed.
Well, my mum always used to joke and say that when I'm asleep, I sleep so deeply that the whole house could fall around me, and I'd still be just there asleep in my bed around the rubble.
I slept through an earthquake, which was crazy. I remember it, but it was like they were like, dude, you was knocked out. I thought it was a train. That's how tired I was. I was like, ooh, that train's kind of close. And I went right back to sleep.
Yes, well, you'll have to keep us updated on that for those that don't get it
Yes, I
easily,
sure will. And
because
we
I'm
got to
sure
keep
there's going to be
people in prayer.
some
Gotta keep them in
investigation
prayer.
about how that happened. I do have some other news actually that is good news for me, and you'll
Go for
understand
it.
why. But I'm sure everyone will be like, "Is that really news?" Now, we've had shows about food because we're big foodies, right? You've talked about your favorite places, blah, blah, blah. They have just opened the first Wendy's here.
What? And
Yeah,
guess what? They got a bourbon bacon cheeseburger. Oh my
a
goodness.
bourbon bacon cheeseburger.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna
like
have
this
to try me
bourbon
some.
barbecue sauce. Oh my goodness. They got like the fried onion straws on it. God.
I'm
I
gonna
ate one
remember that.
yesterday.
I'm sure they said it was in Reading, which is like 30 minutes up the motorway near Michaela, near the dude. So I'm gonna have to see where it is, and I'm gonna have to trot off there. But yeah, as soon as I heard on the news, oh, they've opened the first Wendy's in America, I was like, what? You remember you saying that was one of your faves, and I'm like, I am there.
Because you got to have a frosty with some french fries.
A frosty?
Yeah.
What's that, like a slush puppy?
No, it's like a milkshake.
Oh, see, that'd fill me up on its own.
That's why you got to get a small frosty, right? And you eat it with your french fries.
Oh no, people do that with McDonald's milkshakes. I don't. Oh nah.
Oh no, it's only Frosties. Gotta get a chocolate
Oh
frosty.
my god, I'm doing a you. I'm yawning.
Oh, are you okay there?
No, I
Are
mean,
we pouring you?
literally from here down, it's going.
That's because you was putting in that work, girl. You was putting in that work. Now, next on the agenda. Now, you know they had that summit over there, right?
Yeah,
And Putin,
G7 summit.
and they had Vladimir Putin and Biden chopping it up.
Yeah.
And everybody's bad at Biden because he ain't going at him like he should. Everybody think he should be going at him because of the whole, hacking situation. You think he should have went at him? You think he should have went
Well,
at
I
his?
was just about to say, what do you think? Do you think he should have gone out?
To me, honestly, you got to stick your enemies closer. You know what I mean? They say keep your friends close and your enemies
I hear
close.
that, but you know, also what we so funny enough, I was talking about with my mum earlier. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. So
Yeah.
maybe he did show him a couple of, bits of shade, but he just done it under the radar, politely, like gave him a couple of daggers or
We don't
drop
know. I'm
drop.
talking about since the old president has left the building,
Mhm.
politics has now become boring again. Like,
You said that last week, yeah.
and I love it. I love that it's boring again. I love that they have a
He,
press secretary, and you don't see Biden and the vice president as much because you got a press secretary, and she's giving them the business. She be giving them the business. She's doing her job.
the thing is, I ain't a follower of politics. I'm not gonna lie. I find it boring, and I feel like here I go dropping myself in it. I feel like a lot of it's just a ploy. It's all corrupt. They'll fudge the figures. They'll do whatever they want. They'll lie, cheat, because that's what goes on in the world. So what's the point? Just let them do whatever they're
For
gonna
you to
do.
say, for you to say that you don't follow politics, you be all on Bone Show.
Oh yeah, because
You be on his top. You gotta follow politics to be on his top like
okay,
that.
I don't follow politics. I'm following the corona and the vaccine, and he's obviously supposedly in charge of the country. You know, I know he's useless. That's about as much as I know. He's like a wet lettuce leaf. You know, um,
Didn't he just
why
recently
don't
get
anyone
married?
tell him to get a haircut? Have you seen that hair?
Well,
He,
didn't he recently get married?
yeah, in secret. So that's where all our taxpayers' money's gone. But anyway, going back to this Barnett he's got, right? How could you let? He's an embarrassment. When you Google who is in charge of the UK, of England, obviously you've got the Queen. Then there's going to be his picture come up with all that hair everywhere. I can't believe is now wife or anybody in his family or his friends and said to him, listen, pal, run a comb through that at least before you go out there and address the
That was the
country.
same. That was the same situation with Trump. They don't know if his hair is real or not.
I don't think it's real. He's got a syrup fig wig.
He has a toupee on.
Hmm.
You think it's sewn in?
Yeah, like that tan he wears. It's all fake.
You think he got a man weave?
Yeah, he's got something.
I don't know. But you know how I am. I'm a stickler on high profile people and sports
Oh,
figures being
yeah.
on TV looking half crazy. I can't stand it. I can't stand if you know you're gonna be on TV, that's what I know for a fact. When we make it, not if, when,
It's gonna.
oh,
It's listen.
I'm be looking sharp.
It's totally the opposite way around for me. I look like trash and don't do my hair now. When we make it big, someone's gonna be doing that for me every day, so I don't need to bother.
We're gonna be looking sharp. I just can't get over the fact that you have celebrities, high profile celebrities and sports figures that will come out and be on TV looking raggedy.
You've also said that before. Now, I've got other couple of stories. You keep triggering my brain to go to the next story. So I've got some celebrity news. You know me and my celeb gossip. So the first one is Chloe and Tristan are over again because he got caught going into a hotel room with three chicks. Chloe Kardashian, can I just say? Um, I mean, let's be fair. That was inevitable. He's cheated once. He's gonna do it again.
Chloe.
But come on, she can't take him back a third time. That would just be dumb. But anyway,
Now, is this the Chloe that got the kids?
they've all got kids.
Yeah, they all got kids. Which is
She's
this the
got
oldest?
she's got one child by him. Yeah, girl.
Oh, okay. Chloe's the one that they try to say OJ was her daddy.
Correct.
Okay. I get so confused with the Kardashians.
Okay, so the other
I
news,
think I like the Courtney one.
yeah, you do. Who's going out with Travis, the guy with tattoos and
Travis
that?
Barker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Courtney, she got it. She got it from me.
Okay, so going in other news, Nick Cannon, who was married to Mariah Carey, they got twins
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon is expecting his seventh child having had 4 kids within 6 months by 3 different women.
He got money. He can afford it.
Whoa there. What woman in their right mind? Are women these days really so fickle that they think, oh, he's famous, I'm going to have a kid by him? It don't matter that he had a kid by someone else a month ago and a kid by someone else 3 months ago. I'm going to have me one of them.
Guess what? If he can afford it, because I'm gonna tell you right now, child support no joke. Hey Nick, child
Let me
support no
just
joke.
say it one more time. He's having his 7th child, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he's had 4 kids in the last 6 months by 3 different women.
So that means he was smashing all 3 of them at the same time.
Correct.
That's nasty.
And you know
But,
the thing is, this is really going to sound nasty. Not only was he, as you say, smashing 3 chicks at the same time, he was obviously going in there unprotected. So he's dipping it where he likes without wrapping it up.
Yeah.
How he ain't caught a case of the clap yet, I do not know.
Hey.
Just saying.
Anything is possible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was dipping his wick in anything that was moving.
Oh, God.
I wonder, are they pretty? I wonder if the women are pretty.
Don't sound like he's picky.
Who knows? You know what else I feel? You know who my heart goes out to since we talk about celebrities? Britney Spears, man.
Have you watched that documentary yet? I can't believe her own dad is stitching her up like that, man.
Yo, my heart go out to Britney, man. They just taking her money and just doing whatever they
want.
want.
And you know what? When we share this show, I'm even going to put hashtag free Britney. We're going to get that hashtag trending. Get on the bandwagon.
Yeah, man. They just doing that poor girl. She ain't even a girl. That poor woman so bad. Oh man, she was talking about how she was forced to do this and forced to do that.
She's forced to have a thingy in her body so that she can't have any more kids. She's not allowed to get married. She's not allowed to spend her own money.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wonder how her kids is. Don't she got like 2 kids or 1 kid?
Yeah, she's already got 2 boys already.
Yeah, I mean, my heart goes out to her, man. Especially when you can't control your own money.
But you see how people cut
with your own money because they feel as though you unfit or ain't mentally stable. Yeah, she's crying out right now because she's tired of the BS.
You see how people carry on, i.e. her dad, when it comes down to money. He wants that money for himself, so he just literally tries to control her, man.
That's terrible.
I hope she does literally get out of it, and she said all she wants to do is like be out of the public eye and rest and have time for herself, but she can't do that until she's told her story.
Exactly. Until she gets some retribution, because I tell you that's crazy, man. I know.
Have you watched a documentary about it yet?
No, I have not. And now I'm interested because
now you're interested. Not when I said a couple of months ago, get on there.
I'm telling you, I didn't want watching it. I like Britney when she was out, but then like she just started doing some crazy.
You liked it when she wanted to hit you, baby, one more time?
Yeah, like everybody else. I was like, look at that little thing. But you know what I mean? I just feel bad for her now because she's older. And I think she's matured a lot.
This is what's happened. She's grown up and she's got a voice and she's grown some balls. And she's like, do you know what? Nah, I'm taking control back of my life. Yeah, and good on her.
Yeah, good for her, because I tell you, that is a mess.
Okay, I've got one more thing that came up in the news. Do you watch Formula 1 racing?
No.
Oh, it's not a thing over there?
Yeah, NASCAR is a thing over here.
Oh, NASCAR, not F1. Okay, well, Formula 1's a big thing here. Lewis Hamilton is a champion, English guy. But Formula 1 for women, a new female motorsport series, is being launched in Formula 1. Now, me personally, I would make a damn good Formula 1 driver. I personally probably wouldn't be able to squeeze into that car because it's really tight, low. But I would love to go at fast speed.
Let me tell you right now, when we make it big, we are going to have a episode where we're going to get you in one of those Formula 1 cars.
Well,
We want to see you go for it.
okay,
I
but
want to see you go for it.
can we cut the camera until I'm in the car, then re-roll it? Don't do it of me trying to climb in. Like I've been in a Ferrari before. Have you ever been in a Ferrari?
No.
You literally are laying in this position when you're in there because it's so low to the ground. So it's easy to get in. You just put your leg forward and you're in. Getting out, that's a whole different story. You
Gotta
literally
roll
have
out.
to get somebody to pick you up and lift. Well, I did, because you just can't get out. You're like a wee ball rolling
I'm too
around.
tall, so certain cars don't even interest me.
Oh,
First,
I see. That's why you chucking me under the bus, sending me in a Formula One car. Your excuse is you're too tall. They wouldn't be able to get you in.
they wouldn't get me up in one of
I
them bad
see.
boys. But you said that you think you'd be a damn good driver, so I figured.
I am.
I figure we'll get you behind one of those Formula One joints, or
Get
or
in.
and let's see, we can even make it a race. I get in one and we can go for it.
Okay, but I'm telling you this much. Sorry for any criminals that are listening, but I would make a damn good getaway driver, you know. If there's any criminal activity going down, I'm not a very good runner, so I'd probably get caught straight away. But I'll certainly be able to get you out of there in a car, no worries.
I drive for a living, girl. I'm Ricky Bobby behind the
You
wheel.
drive a truck.
Whatever it got wheels, I can do it, baby girl.
Okay,
If it's got wheels, I can drive it.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this catching up. This catch up of the week.
Yeah, I feel like we've gone on longer than we normally would a normal show. But that's
That's
because
because we get
the subjects in the news had so many different things, like the vaccine, corona is all linked to Matt Hancock, the pillock who couldn't keep his penis in his pants, plus the economy, plus the football, plus holidays, you know. Now, let's not get it twisted. Let me just, sorry to be rude, I'm just going to look if there's any. I think there's football matches on tonight. So I like to go on the little app and have a little bet on who's going to win.
Oh,
You
we
know
have a
me.
better here, people.
Oh, yeah,
Could you tell me the story about the horse race?
I got the app on my phone, William Hill.
Could you tell me about the horse race?
Which one?
The one that you won.
I win
And
all the.
whose name was it?
Oh, it was Richard. What was this? It was something Richard.
Yeah.
Let me see. I think I sent it to you. Hold on. You're
Yeah,
really
yeah.
chucking me off here.
Yeah.
It was called.
Tell them which one it was. Tell them what it was.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, people. I have a little flutter every now and then, i.e., most days.
She
But
loves
I'm not
horses. She loves the horses.
talking like millions of pounds. A couple of pound here and there. For Richard, that's what it was called. For Richard, and it won 7-1.
Poor Richard won.
Bought in the pennies. Um, I got
Remember that, people.
I
Poor Richard.
I pick it the horse by name. Like, don't get it twisted. I do look at the odds, but I don't take it into consideration. I do it by name. And I was like, oh, for Rich, yes. According to my trusty app, there is no Euro games today. They're on tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wales and Denmark, Italy, Austria. Ooh, then the day
Well, we
after
got
that, we got
basketball here.
after that we got
basketball.
England, Germany. Now, obviously, I'm English, supposedly, and my grandma was German. I'm not being rude. I'm voting for the Germans because England never win anyway, so I'm going to vote the Germans.
Well, my Celtics is out of the playoffs, and then they had the Sixers here, which the Sixers right now, Ben Simmons is the one of the highest paid basketball players right now, and he bombs so bad that he might not even be playing for the Sixers next year. Y'all heard that from me and probably half the world, because first he can't shoot a free throw to save his life. So
Whatever that is.
well, it's hard to explain. Anyway,
Where he chucks it and it flies through the air and then slam dunks into the hoop.
no, sweetie. Free throw is where you sit at the line and you shoot 2 to 3 baskets.
He does it sitting down.
No, you sit standing at the basketball. There's a free throw line. There's a line that you sit and you shoot, not sit, but stand and shoot. And he can't make them at all. They were fouling him purposely so he can get on the foul line. So he can purposely can't shoot.
Is it like, like soccer, i.e. football here? If they get like a penalty, then
Yeah.
they choose somebody. So if he gets fouled, he's got to take the shot.
Yeah, he can't choose nobody to shoot the shot. He has to shoot it. And they purposely fouled him knowing that he cannot shoot a foul shot to save his life. And he cost them the game. They could have went on. It was game 7. He went down the lane, had an opportunity to dunk the ball.
Slam dunk.
Dunked the ball, and he passed it. And then the guy tried to shoot a 3 and missed. Oh.
But he's still getting paid a pretty penny though.
Oh my God. I think he's probably having nightmares right now. He's probably having counseling.
Can I just make a side note and say my eye is itchy because I've got really bad hay fever. I don't know what's happening this year. This is the worst I've ever had it. Normally I just get like a little itchy eye, maybe a bit of sneezing and a runny nose. Everyone is suffering. Everyone that I speak to that's got it is suffering real bad. Like, I don't know what's going on with the pollen this year. Corona's sent it into overdrive. I don't know, but
well, I'm just hoping that here in the next couple of months here, that everything gets lifted over here, and that we can have some fun. I mean, they listed some stuff, but I'm still confused. Some of these now, if you're working for the federal government or hospitals, you still have to wear a mask.
It's not that I'm not bothered about the lockdown or the rules, but I'm just going to be sensible. I think people should just done that in the first place. Be sensible. I ain't listening to Boris. I'm just using pure common sense, and I still do not want the vaccine.
That sounds like a plan. Well, look here, people. Serious Sunday is going down. We have a special guest. Oh, I can't wait for you guys to meet him.
Now, be prepared.
Be prepared for that.
He is a handful, loud and a handful. So he is going to come in all guns blazing.
Yes, and we love every inch of it.
Oh my God, we're definitely going to need to sleep before then because both of us have done nothing but yawn during this show.
I know, right?
I know, it's been a tough week, but we're still here.
We keep it 100, people. This is Soph.
This is Rich.
And we are from across the pond. See you guys on Sunday. Ready to go. Across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go. Across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go. Across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, now holla at me if you're ready to go. Across the pond with Rich and Soph. All right, all right, all right. Hey people.
All right.
See you on Sunday, Soph.
See you Sunday, Rich. Yepper.
Yepper.